Hello beautiful people, are you ready for day 4 of our bootcamp sessions? So today's going to look a little bit like this: breath work, very quick mobility move, into our Pilates, and then a nice deep stretch at the end. So find a nice comfortable spot. You can have a pillow underneath your bum like me, doesn't matter if you don't, just anywhere that's comfortable for you. And you're just going to let your arms relax. You're sitting up tall, out of your hips, shoulders are down and back. Tuck the chin and close the eyes. Now I just want you to start to turn your attention towards your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through your nose. Inhaling nice and gently and exhaling nice and gently. Now start to make your inhales and exhales as gentle and silky smooth as you can. As if you can barely feel the air entering and leaving your body. Super gentle, super slow, nice and relaxed. And now at the end of your next exhale, I want you to take your hand up to your nose, exhaling, and at the end, pinch your nose and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently inhale, gently exhale. Gently inhale, and at the end of the next exhale, we're pinching the nose again. This time, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently inhale, gently exhale. Gently inhale, and at the end of your next exhale, we're going to pinch the nose. This time, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently inhale. Relax your hand down by your side. Gently exhale. And start to blink your eyes back open. Okay, I hope you're feeling a little bit more settled in, ready for our practice. So our first move is going to be mobility. So we're going to do some BB gun stretches. So if you're in a nice cross-legged position, awesome. If not, just pop yourself into that position. And you're going to create a little BB gun with your hands, so the finger, middle finger and index finger together. And then you're placing it up so that your ears are in between your biceps. Sit up nice and tall, out of your waist. And then we're going to turn so that we're facing over the top of our knee. And we're stretching down. The ears don't leave the biceps, so only go as far as you can. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to come over to the other side. Keeping those ears in between the biceps. Just crossing from side to side. Coming up. So you're really pushing your chest forward to keep your ears in between those biceps. Beautiful. Coming up. Just going to do one more each side. Up. On the other side. Coming up. And let your arms go. So if you had a pillow underneath, you can remove that now, unless you're using it underneath your head. Okay, so into our Pilates. Woo! So we're talking about the T-zone first, as always. So let's come down onto the mat. You want to have your knees bent, hip distance apart, feet on the floor. We're just lying back down, arms relaxed down by the side. So remember, with that T-zone, we're pulling the pelvic floor muscle up inside us, squeezing across hip bone to hip bone, and flattening the whole thing down. So just run through that. So tightening the T-zone, up, across, flatten, relax. T-zone tight, up, across, flatten, relax. Nothing should tighten or tense in any part of your body from here upwards. Everything else stays relaxed. You're just really pulling up, hip bone to hip bone, flatten down. Beautiful. So then remember our neutral spine and imprinted spine. We've got the diamond. We have the heels of our hands on our hip bones, fingertips on our pubic bone. When we're in a neutral spine, that diamond sits nice and horizontal. When we imprint, pulling our lower abs to the mat, those fingertips are raising slightly. So just rock through that. Neutral, imprint, neutral, imprint, and really use your abs to pull your spine down. Neutral, imprint. Beautiful. And then breathing, so hands just on the sides of our ribs, inhaling through the nose to expand the ribs into the hands. Exhale, ribs are gliding to hips. Breathe out through the mouth. Do a couple more. Inhale, expand into your hands. Exhaling out through the mouth, closing down towards the hips. Last one. Closing down. Awesome. And then remember, shoulders down and back. So you're thinking about that center point in between your shoulder blades is what is pulling the shoulders down and back. Okay? Really small movement, but you just really focus on that area. And then chin tucked. So finding length in the crown of our head. So crown is here. We find length between the base of the neck and the crown. Gently tucks our chin as soon as we naturally try and do that. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got some great Pilates moves for you today, and we're starting off down in that lying position. So if you came up with me, let's come back down. Awesome. So we're starting off today with an oblique curl. So we're going to warm up the abs first, as always. We need the abs switched on for all of our Pilates moves. So that's why we're always going to do them first. Beautiful. So feet are grounded on the floor, knees pointing straight up to the ceiling, fingertips behind the ears. We've got a neutral spine. Chin tucked, shoulders down and back. Inhale, tighten that T-zone, and as you exhale, we curl the head up first, and then we're going shoulder to opposite hip. Awesome. Inhale back to center. Exhaling, other shoulder to opposite hip. And then you can come to the center and rest back down if you like, or you stay up here and you curve, shortening the gap between the rib and the opposite hip this time. So really thinking about crunching in to pull that rib across to the opposite hip. And really lift here. You should be aiming to have your shoulder blades up off of the mat. Elbows stay wide. Check that that tummy hasn't started to bulge. Okay, if it has, you know, come back down, find your neutral spine, find your tight T-zone again, reset, chin tuck, shoulders down and back. And then you curl back up. Okay, so we're actually going to move into our next exercise, which is going to be a single leg circle today. So take those hands, relax them down by the side. And with this one, you got your shoulders down and back, still a neutral spine. Extend one leg up into the air, other leg remains bent. And now we are externally rotating the leg so that we're looking at the inside of our knee here, inside of the thigh, all the way up, toe pointed. Okay, so the foot is coming down with an exhale, inhale, out and round. Exhale down, inhale, out and round. Exhale down, inhale, out and round. So keep going with that and really thinking about exhale, ribs to hips. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, ribs to hips. Inhale, T-zone. Keep going. Exhale, ribs to hips. Inhale, T-zone. Your pelvis shouldn't be rocking from side to side. You want to minimize any movement in the rest of your body, and that's what creates the control. Beautiful. Okay, so bending that leg down, we're going to move straight into some ankle taps. So keeping this leg bent, and we're just going to have our hands behind our head, and on an exhale, curl the head up. We're bringing the knee in, tap the ankle, extend the leg out long as we come into an inhale, exhale, curling up, ankle tap. Inhale, coming back down, exhale, up and tap, straight in. Remember to always curl the head first. So inhale, retighten that T-zone, exhale, curl. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, ribs to hips. Really extending out nice and long with that foot, pointing the toe. We're sculpting long, toned muscles here. Exhale to extend. Here we go. Beautiful work. Exhaling, coming up, tapping. Inhale, come back out. Nice. Beautiful work here. So rest that leg back down. And now we're going to pull our left leg up into the air. Toe is pointed, externally rotating. So we're looking at the inside of our beautiful leg. And we are going to start to do those circles. So exhaling down, inhaling out and round. Really watch what's happening with your stabilizing leg. It shouldn't be wobbling at all. It stays absolutely still, as does your pelvis. You've still got a neutral spine. Ribs to hips. Inhale, come back around. Exhale, ribs to hips. Inhale, T-zone, out and around. Remember, we don't want any rocking in the rest of our body. The rest of our body is literally rock solid. Not with tension, just with position. Point through that toe. Make sure that you've still got that rotation. It's easy to start to slip out. Beautiful. You want to make this one harder? You can come up into a curled position, reaching past your hips. Alright, and coming back down, but keep this leg up, hands behind the head. And this time as we exhale, we're curling up, reach forward, tap that knee. Inhale, back out, exhale, curl up, tap the ankle. Inhale, back, exhale. keep going with this one. Still think about that other leg. You don't want it wobbling. You want that knee straight up towards the sky. We tuck the chin in first to protect it. The rest of the spine follows. Keep an eye on your tummy. T-zone tight to prevent any bulging. Really ground through your opposite foot. Beautiful. Keep going. Inhaling as you come back. Exhale, curl up. See if you can curl up a little bit higher this time. Reach a little bit further past your ankle. Curling, reaching. Last one. Head comes back down, foot comes back down. Okay, so we're going to move into bicycle legs. This time we need to hold a sustained curl. Okay, so you're going to bring your legs to imprint the spine. Legs come up one at a time, but hip distance apart into tabletop. And then you're going to exhale to curl yourself back up. Hands are going to sweep past the hips, and we're going to be extending the legs out. So make sure you still got this chin tuck. Don't start to jut your chin out. Shoulders are down and back. We're extending through. Exhaling on every extension. Inhaling to pull that knee back in. You can have your head resting down on the mat for this one, but just make sure you keep that imprint. Otherwise, you're curling up. You can even start to speed up these bicycle legs, but really watch what's happening with those legs. You want that knee pointing up towards the sky throughout the movement. Don't allow your legs to start rotating in or out. Imprint that spine. Last one. Okay, and resting down one at a time. Alright, so rolling onto our side. And coming up, we're going to do some horse kicks. Alright, so that's the abs section is done. Those bicycle legs probably killed you off. So we want to have a nice position here. Fleshy parts of the elbows facing each other. Engage through the backs of the shoulder. Spiral the backs of the shoulder down towards the armpit. We've got our chest lifting, belly lifting. And then we're just going to lift up our right knee. And we're going to extend out long. And then lift up. Inhale to come back in. Retighten the T-zone. Exhale, extend long and lift. Really important here, the most important part of this one, is checking in with your pelvis to make sure that you're not rotating and opening up through the pelvis as you do this. So make the move only as big as you can before you want to open up. Really try and keep your pelvis square to the floor here. Beautiful. Inhaling to come in. Exhaling to come out. On your next exhale, you're going to look down with the leg extended. Have a check of your pelvis. Make sure it's square. And then bring your eyes in between your hands. Shoulders are engaged. Spiral them down towards your armpits. And point through the toes. And we're going to pulse. And using your mind-body connection, without looking, you're going to know if your pelvis is square to the mat. You're going to feel into it. Feel into that balance. And if you're not sure, you can always look down and check. When you think that you've got it right, Have a look down and check. This is where we're going to develop that mind-body connection so that we can feel the imbalances. Keep pulsing. You're lifting up from the glute here. Keep the knees straight down to the floor. Don't let your weight start to shift out to the side of the stabilizing hip. You want the weight even in between your hands. Chest lifted. Tummy pulled in. Last one. Bring that knee in. And we're coming into a hinge straight away. So sitting up on the knees. Nice. So they're about hip distance apart. Arms are out in front of us. T-zone is tight. Shoulders are down and back. Rib to hip. Don't flare here. Rib to hip, really important. Chin slightly tucked. And as we exhale, we're going to start to fall backwards. Like a falling tree or a telegraph pole. Inhale, come back up. Make this move really small to start. And then start to make it bigger. So you come back up, you reset the T-zone. Exhale, rib to hip, rib to hip, rib to hip. Inhale, come back up. Squeezing those glutes. Shoulder blades are down and back. Arms are hugged into your shoulder socket here. Coming up. Come a little bit further this time. Falling down. Inhale, drive back up. Exhale, falling down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. Make sure chin's still slightly tucked. Last one. Beautiful, and come all the way back forward into that all fours position. We're going to do the other side horse kicks. So you want to have your right knee slightly more in the center, sort of in between your hands, and we're going to be shoulders are engaged, chest lifted up through the shoulder blades, abs pulled in, ribs to hips. T-zone tight, and then with an exhale you're lifting the leg out, extend it behind you, and drive up. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, out to the back and up. Get the weight out of your hands, get it into that stabilizing knee. And again, really pay attention to what's happening with your pelvis. You want to keep it square to the mat, which is not easy. Not easy to do. It's going to want to rotate out to allow you to get more movement, but instead you're just going to make it a smaller movement so that we get the quality. So we extend out, lift up, knee comes back in, lift up through those shoulders. Okay, coming back in, and on your next exhale, when you reach your full extension, you're going to do a quick body scan. So chin tucked, shoulders down and back, got my chest lifted, my abs are pulled in to support my spine, T-zone is super tight, pelvis is square to the floor, knee is facing the mat, and we're going to start to pulse. Exhaling for a few breaths, inhaling for a few breaths. Spiral the backs of your shoulders down towards the armpits. Stay super engaged. Keep the weight out of your wrists. Watch what's happening. Keep that pelvis square. Mind-body connection, remember? Focus. Pulsing. Little pulses. Lift those abs. Little pulses. Keep going here. Make sure the fleshy parts of your elbows are still facing each other. You haven't started to spiral round. Beautiful. Pulsing. Pulsing. This is our last move, so really burn out. a really good one. Pelvis square, reaching through that toe. Last couple, and knee comes back in. Take the weight off those hands. Beautiful. Little wrist stretch here. Nice work. That's our Pilates part of it done. Alright, so we're going to move into the deep stretch, starting off with some arm threads today. So you want to be on all fours. Weight distributed evenly between your knees. We're going to pick up our right arm. It's reaching up towards the sky. And then it's threading through. We're doing arm threads. Head comes down to the mat. And then arms come out. And from this position, we are opening our arm up. Your eyes follow your fingertips at all times. Exhaling to open. Inhaling to come back down. Exhaling to open. Inhaling back down. Exhaling. Inhaling. Enjoy this here. Beautiful. Alright, and the next one, bring that hand down, push yourself up, and we're switching sides. So, left arm reaches up high, it's going to thread through the gap, head comes down to look at it, and then the other arm clapped on top of it, and we open up. As far as you can. Inhale, coming back down. Exhale, open. Inhale, back down. Exhale, open. Inhale, back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Just enjoy this flow. Beautiful. So we're just going to come up. Sorry. This just fell out. And we're just going to do a wrist stretch. So for this one, you're just going to come with onto the backs of your hands. And then all we're doing is just pulling back very slightly, shifting our hips back a little bit to stretch out. Only go as far as you have to feel that stretch. We're not overdoing this here. It's just nice to relieve the tension. Okay, last one. And then what you're going to do is turn the hands over, fingers still facing the body. And without shifting your body weight back this time, you're going to peel your hands up. Peel them up. Let them come down. We're just doing 3 of these. Peeling up onto your fingers. Coming down. Beautiful. Okay, stretch those arms out in front of you. Head comes down. Toes curl under, and we push up into what is commonly called a downward dog or a pike, and we're just going to walk our dog. So stay engaged through the backs of the shoulder. Think about them spiraling down towards your armpits. Head just stays in between the biceps. We're just pedaling out the feet. Taking our dog for a walk. Bringing that knee in towards the chest. Straightening it back out. Alright, and then you're going to lift your right leg up in the air. Bring it all the way through. Knee comes down. Foot's forward. Raise the chest up. And deep lunge down. So we're making sure that this leg is nice and straight. Should feel a nice stretch through the hip flexor. If not, really think about pushing the hips, the pubic bone, shorten that gap between the pubic bone and the floor. You can have your hands down for this one, but make sure that you're just really driving the pubic bone. Beautiful. Stretching out. Start to slow your breathing down. Okay, and now you're going to bring both hands to the inside of that leg. And if you can, you're coming down into lizard pose. So both forearms are down on the mat. You're really pushing those hips forward. Hug your knee into your body. Just let your head relax down. No tension in the upper body at all. Beautiful. Okay, so from this position, that front foot is going to wriggle its way over behind the opposite hand. You're letting the knee fall out and you're pushing this back leg back. And then you're really sitting deep into this pigeon, and you can come all the way down. If you can, just come wherever you want. Shoulders are down and back. You've still got your T-zone on, lifting the abs. Always need to support the spine, not just when we're doing exercises. And the more we practice it, the more it will carry you through the day. And you just find yourself with that better posture all the time. Nice, gentle breathing. Beautiful. Okay, so come back onto your hands. Push that front leg back, and then we're going to bring the other leg forward. Knee comes down, coming into that deep lunge. So set up first with your chest up, pushing hips forward. Try and keep your abs pulled in to support the spine. And then you can really lunge forward. Chin tucked. Make sure that back leg hasn't rotated. Just noticed mine had. Again, you want to have both of your hip bones facing square to the front. Nice deep stretch. Shoulders down and back. Chin tucked in. Beautiful. We'll come down into our lizard. Be the other way around, shouldn't I? So, lizard, so coming down, both forearms on the mat. Knee is hugged into the body. Again, you can push that back leg back away from you. No tension in the upper body at all. The weight is in my knee and my heel. Tuck the chin. Shoulders down and back. Abs pulled in. Okay, just going to push up here, wriggle the foot across behind the opposite hand, let the knee fall out, and we're coming down into our pigeon. Love a good pigeon. Again, wiggle your hips to make sure that you've got that pelvis square to the mat. You'll find a really sweet spot where it feels really good for you. Stay in that spot, obviously. Nice, gentle breathing. Abs still pulled in. Drive your pubic bone down towards the mat. Alright, so keep your forearms down on the mat and just slide that other leg down. And we're coming into a sphinx. So we're already kind of here. But you want to make sure you've got your abs lifted, really important here. And we're just pushing up with our chest. Don't overextend through the head. We're just opening up. Think about opening up through your collarbone. Widen the gap. Eyes straight forward. Abs pulled in. This pose feels awesome for some people, and some people don't feel anything. Everyone's body's different. Beautiful. Let's push back into a child's pose. So tuck your chin in, pushing back, toes together, knees wide, heels come down, bum comes down to the heels. Stretching out for a final stretch, child's pose. Really soften your breathing, and I'll just shut up for a second. Wriggle your fingers away from you a little bit further. Soften the breath even more. Okay. Alright, and you can slowly pull yourself back up. And that was our bootcamp day 4 finished. I really hope that you enjoyed that session. I think these sessions just feel so good. I love the combination of the movements that we're doing. Just makes the body feel amazing. I hope that you feel the same. And yeah, so we'll be back next week with the next 4 sessions. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your day or your evening, whatever time it is for you, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Please like and subscribe to this video so that I can keep producing more. Alright, thanks so much. See ya.